This meeting is being recorded.
Hey, what's good with the YouTube, man? It's your boy, Rojo. This is the Rojo Room, man. You see who it is. My boy, my homie, my friend in real. Vida. My boy Gunner's in the building. And, there's been a little bit of talk about, oh, Rojo, you're supporting ADAM22 and, you're not going with the Raza. This wasn't a Raza thing. It was a little personal thing between me and one individual. And it's all good, man. I've told you my feelings on that. And I've also retracted some things that I said that I realized I might not have been assessing accurately. However, a lot of you guys out there, man, you probably might not be too familiar with Adam. I mean, he's got a huge platform, but you guys might not know about some of the things that this individual said and done. And they're very, I repeat, very suspicious, to say the least. And there's also an allegation that he took something from a female that no man with any type of honor or integrity would ever take. So we're going to get into it, man. I got some tweets that are from his verified Twitter, 100% verified, complete with dates and everything, that I think you guys might find entertaining. And Gunner hasn't seen these tweets, man, so I wanted to bring him on, and you'll be able to tell immediately how any man is supposed to feel, or any human being is supposed to feel, regardless of where you're from. All right, there we go. ADAM22, this is from April 7th, 2010. I'd almost rather sexually harass than have sex. Not so bad. You could take it as clowning. A little weird. Now, this is ADAM22, March 2013. You ever got so mad because of a traffic jam that you would just roam the streets and RAPE people?
No, I can't say that I have, Adam. I can't say that I have. It's not what I think about. What I think about road rage. You know what I mean? I'm going to be honest with you. It's a little off there.
Yeah, okay. May 2012, in response to some black gentlemen going, just hitting the beat.
Yeah,
hit the answer. Negro spirituals. It's not a hard ER. Well, why can't it be, man, them dudes are grooving? Why you got to throw the little Negro thing in there, man? That's weird to me.
That seems a little outlandish. That seems a little prejudiced to me. That seems like he's trying to refer to them as that's what he's trying to belittle them.
Yeah.
There's no way to justify that. There's no way to clean that up other than he said it. Fill him up with unleaded, half a tank. He's got money. He said that shit, and I think he's trying to justify that by saying, "Oh, this is." I don't even know what to say. Just right off the dome, to me, it sounds highly suspect, and it's giving me a good glimpse into what Adam's true mind state is.
All right, this one right here, it's pretty offensive, so I'm gonna have to say it a certain way. But ADAM22, July of 2011. If before I die, I can convince a confused teenager to commit, what do people commit and they're no longer with us? I'll die a happy man. Advocating for people to take themselves out of the box, and especially teenagers who are going through a lot of things with puberty and changing in their growing up into, hormone levels. Like,
this guy's on drugs. He's on drugs, or he's on something. He's on that spice or something, because you know what? A lot of these tweets so far, they're all over the place, but a lot of them, it looks like he's either trying to go for shock and awe, shock value, or he's truly a demented mind that's lost himself. Maybe maybe these are some of the acts that he wants to do, but he's throwing it out there for a cry for help. I don't know. It just seems weird that this guy, a no jumper Adam, who everyone thinks is just some sophisticated, intelligent individual that's got a lot of connections, man, really, in all actuality, is a bona fide weirdo. Just the way I'm looking at it.
Now, this one at face value isn't that shocking, but in light of what we've already seen about younger people, Adam's a grown man. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, this is all legal, but interpret it with the knowledge you have about things you said in the past. ADAM22, December of 11, just looked at Facebook and saw that my ex is now engaged. Then I get a text from a 19-year-old girl containing naked pictures popped up. Okay. Legal, no problem with that. But this is like a legit text that it's kind of showing you that he has a thing for younger females.
Yeah, it seems repetitive. The young issue keeps coming up. Teenagers, young. It's you know, and I mean, hey, anything over 18, it's legal.
Yeah.
But
If you just read that one text, if you did not know him and just seen that, oh, okay, 19, okay.
What it is, yeah.
But with the repetitive, listen to this one. ADAM22, October of 2012. My advice to any young girls out there, sleep with much, much older men.
All right, now, R. Kelly. You know what I mean? ADAM22 Kelly. Yeah, he's basically, he's got this weird vibe going on, this creepy vibe. And I don't know, man. Now that I'm hearing it, this is, you know, I've heard something about this, but I've never actually heard the actual tweets.
Yeah.
Yeah, all I could say is, man, is this the person that we want to be our journalist, to give us what he believes is newsworthy material? Because to me, and being non-objective here, not saying that I hate this man. I don't hate this man. You know, I don't hate his platform. I think it's very informative sometimes. But based on the nature of his character, these are the type of people on the prison yard or even in life that I would not, I should not be around. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just based on that, they got some weird tendencies, weird vibes. Any man that's telling younger women to sleep with much, much older men, I mean, it can be interpreted however you want to interpret it, but the way I see it is he's on some weirdo shit, period.
You really get a kick out of this one. So you're ADAM22. This is September of 2010. Remember, these are verified. These are the ones with the check. And I'll tell you from personal experience, it's not easy to become verified. You have to provide a lot of documentation to prove you are who you really are. Okay? Yeah, so keep that in mind. So you're saying you wouldn't suck an 11-year-old's DIC. You know how to spell the rest.
He's saying this to someone else?
It's just a general comment out there. It wasn't in response to the nothing. It wasn't a response to anything. And it's not like,
and no matter what is the context of it, right?
Yeah.
That's some straight weirdo shit.
Saying I wouldn't.
I'm saying I wouldn't even think about anything like that. Like that's I won't even say the last thing coming out of motherfucker's mouth. It would just never be thought of. To say that, yeah, that man needs help, man. That man needs some serious. That man needs Dr. Phil. Catch him outside. How about that? He needs something.
All you guys out there that have been on my lives before, you know, the so-called circus where we had a blast, clowning, capping, Gunner, myself, numerous other people. We have great senses of humor. You could talk shit to us, you could belittle us, you could whatever, you could talk about my gap in my teeth. I don't give a shit. Have you ever heard any of our guests say anything even remotely similar to that? I mean, who says that? Who finds that entertaining with the thought of an 11-year-old's?
He's weird. You know, he's definitely out there, and he's living outside the box, right? Yeah. Now, only thing I could take from that is, and I've been told previously and by a lot of people, you know, I don't know how it goes. These elitists, they're called elitists, people that are on the next level, the one percenters, and I don't mean one percenter like in the biker realm. I mean this 1% of 1%.
Yeah.
Financially, the haves, not the have-nots. What I've heard, and it could be all fiction, but what I've heard is that these people have so much money, they're on such a level that they're able to have anything that they want, that they start wanting the stuff that they can't have, the forbidden fruits, the things that they shouldn't be thinking about. And there's been a lot of cases where a lot of these people, Jeffrey Epstein was one of them. Harvey Weinstein was one of them. These are very, very elite, very, very rich, wealthy people who choose to start going a weird route because it's what's unobtainable to them, right? They believe they have so much money, everything is within their grasp. And he seems to me like he's one of these individuals that believes that, and that believes that there's nothing wrong with a little bit of bump and grind, if you know what I'm saying, like R. Kelly, literally. So yeah, you know, it's funny that it's not funny. It's never a funny situation when kids are involved, but it's a weird situation that this guy Adam, with that persona, is able to switch it up now and kick back amongst these elite rappers, these street guys, these ex-gang members or current gang members, and is able to just take them and ask them questions and put them on hot seats when he himself has a lot of fucking answers to put out there. I'm just saying.
Hey, listen to this one. This is the last one I'll do, and then we'll talk about that allegation of him stealing something. ADAM22, as attracted as I am to Jennifer Aniston, I used to like her too when she was on Friends. I thought she was a pretty little thing. Listen to this. As attractive as I am to Jennifer Aniston, and 10-year-old girls, come on. There's no humor in that, bro. No humor whatsoever.
Yeah, he's a weirdo. He's definitely a weirdo. He's
you know, I get shock value in trying to draw attention to yourself, but nobody with any kind of dignity and self-respect would ever use something along those lines to try to further their popularity, their viewers, their followers, their money, whatever. Dude, that's just,
it's just weird. So my thing is this, Rahul, and I ask you this, I pose this question to you and to all the people out there that are watching this. How is it that this man was able to overcome? This is not taken out of context. These are his own words. Okay, these are his words over years, over time. Was he a confused soul that all of a sudden got some medication and reformed himself? Or what was it that the people were able to just let it go? Do you think a lot of people know about these tweets and just don't care? Or do you think there was some justification to this? To me, there's no way, you can't justify talking about children in that way, period. There's nothing, and I mean nothing, that can justify it. I don't give a fuck who you are, Adam or anyone else. So what do you think the people see that we don't see?
drama sells, bro. He gets a lot of drama. He gets, I mean, you know how it goes. He gets great guests. You know what I mean? He gets people that are popping, that are up and coming, that are controversial. You know, he gets all that stuff, and they're great interviews. And it's kind of hard to separate sometimes how you might feel about somebody. Like, let's take the music, for example. Did South Park Mexican have lyrics? He did. Is he a piece of shit? Fully.
He is.
So do you not listen because, man, that is a dope song because of the person he is? The same with R. Kelly. R. Kelly has some dope jams. 12 Play used to be one of my favorite albums. We find out he's like fucking really weird. I seen the whole Surviving R. Kelly series. He's a weird dude.
Yeah.
I think bringing such a high, you know, he has a good show. You can't debate that just by who he draws.
Yeah, you can't debate it.
Do you sacrifice not hearing what these guests might have to say, somebody you really rock with, because the host is a fucking weird dude? I mean, that's what I think. I think all it is people are just like, they either don't know, they either think he was just kidding around, which I don't know any men who kid around like that personally.
No.
They just sacrifice, you know, okay, this dude's a fucking chump, lame, weirdo, but I want to hear 50 Cent or whoever he's got on the show.
Yeah.
It's huge, bro, and it's weird to me, but.
Yeah, well, you know, and that's because there's a lot more, and look at, I'm about to give you guys some knowledge you can't get in college, right? There's a lot more people out there that agree with this weird shit than you think. Listen to what I'm saying. We've been in prison. We lived a different type of mentality. We have a different type of mentality. We lived a different type of street life. We've been cut from a different type of cloth. And not many people can sit around and say, especially on YouTube, that they've done prison time, been in shoes, been on yards, been on elite levels as far as in organizations and things of that nature. So we're a minority in this YouTube shit. There's a lot of entertainers on YouTube and a lot of people that just don't care. To them, it just doesn't matter, man, what another man says. As long as they can get ahead and get a bag, that's his business. I'm a firm believer in a man's business is his business, but when it starts to become weird, I'm going to choose not to affiliate myself with that guy. That's just the way I was taught. That's just my beliefs. That's my belief system. But I believe there's a lot more people that could care less. And whatever he does, he does. I think it's good that we're enlightening people and bringing awareness to it, because a lot of people that don't understand, it's not saying don't rock with Adam. That's your choice. Ultimately, that's up to you if you want to rock with that guy. I myself now I'm taking a step back and really looking, besides everything that's been going on with this whole situation with the raza and all that, Duno and all that. I have my own perspective on that, but now just looking at him as a man and some of these things he said, I think someone needs to question him about this. Like, why? And if he has, and ultimately, if he has, hey, you know what? You never know. Fuck, my ex bitch stole my fucking my phone and she was tweeting this shit.
And don't give him no ideas on how to clean it up when somebody posts his card.
Yeah, it's definitely because like in the words of Adam, and I'm just going to say this, I believe it's newsworthy, right? I believe as a journalist, it's newsworthy. I mean, when American Cholo, there were some accusations about him saying one thing or another. Adam said it was newsworthy and the post should be dropped. Well, I believe that this is newsworthy. This is something that even though it's in the past, a lot of the things that American Cholo said were in the past. So I believe that every man must speak up for what they got going on. Every man should have some justification to the reasons why they say what they say. Whether Adam's going to hear this and probably not give a fuck less because he's got a big old giant bag anyways, so it doesn't affect him. It does affect the people out there, man, that are skeptical about giving their support to individuals like this. I'm not saying don't support this man. I'm not saying don't support his guests. Definitely support his guests. I'm just saying, don't you as a grown man want to know why someone would say some weird shit like this? I'm just saying.
Hey, and I was thinking about it too, man. His upbringing, a little bit, entitled silver spoon type of upbringing, whatnot. He comes from money. If he lost 1 million subscribers right now, he still has a big old giant bag. So I think people get content when they reach a certain level, they reach subscribers, they got a certain amount of zeros in their bank accounts, that they feel like they're above the normal ethical thoughts that most of society has, and they can say whatever they choose. Now, and I love my comedy. I watch every Netflix special. I've watched every stand-up comic I know, and I know half of their act. If my favorite comics, say Dave Chappelle or Tom Segura or Bill Burr, said some weird shit like that, I ain't fucking with you. And your job is to be a comedian. You know what I mean? To try to be funny. And if that's funny to you, I can't rock with you.
Yeah, it ain't funny to me.
Can't do it. And this dude tends to play around with a lot of people, man. He has some really serious guests in the studio sometimes and wants to do this and wants to do that. This whole thing with this recent incident. And some people are playing. Some people didn't come from the same life you did where, you could say whatever you want without any kind of repercussions. You know what I mean? You could drop any kind of clips you want with any repercussions. Them dudes from down there were not playing, bro. They're not. They're not playing. They didn't go there to joke and play. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It's a bad look, bro. It's asking to get this shit split all the way to the white meat, bro. I mean, real talk.
It is, and it's also weird. That's the only word I could think of. It's like, I wouldn't even. Like I said, I'm not trying to affect anyone's bag. I'm not trying to affect anyone's platform. I wouldn't hope that another man loses one subscriber and hope that they gain, But when it comes to some of these tweets and some of these things he said, especially ones that stand out to me, the ones involving children as well as the ones involving people taking themselves out.
Yeah.
I believe that's a big thing in America right now, all over the world, man. That's bullying goes into that and a whole lot of other things, people being self-conscious about themselves and whatever that, mental health, a lot of issues we got going on. I think he's just adding fuel to the fire by basically saying that people need to do that and people need to succumb to those inner demons that they got going on. He just seems like a cat that just, like I said, is saying a lot of this for shock, is saying a lot of this for whatever the reason I think maybe skonked it, but yeah, it's definitely something that I feel is newsworthy and I would want to hear about because, it's something that I had heard about. I heard about this. I heard about he was making weird tweets, but I didn't know the whole, the whole get down word for word. Now that I've heard it, it's making me wonder, like, wow, I'm gonna have to go ahead and step back for a minute and trip out.
Hey, peep this out. This is the allegation, man. This is the last thing I'm going to bring up, man. They call her Jane. Jane shared her account of the incident with Pitchfork. I guess Pitchfork's either a magazine or some sort of social media. I'm not familiar with it. Feel free to look it up. You'll find this. At first, I was okay with it, but quickly became uncomfortable as it went further than I wanted to go, she recalled. I told him I wasn't into it, but he didn't stop and became pretty angry. Meanwhile, I'm not a big girl. I'm 5'4", and Adam is well over 6 foot and a pretty big guy. I was terrified and froze while he had sex with my basically lifeless body. I was too afraid to fight back and feared that he would hurt me, so I just laid there in terror. I just remember staring out the window and praying that it would be over soon. Eventually, he stopped. I changed and I immediately left. This is an allegation only. Let me clarify.
Yeah.
This hasn't gone or nothing, but it's like nobody's ever made no allegations like that to me. I mean, I don't know, bro. I mean, it happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nothing. But when you put all the puzzle pieces together, this dude gets himself in wreck after wreck.
Well, and I'm not going to justify him, but I will say this. When you're having that type of bag and having that type of money, that opens the doors for these type of accusations. There's been a lot of people that have gone through these accusations, whether they're justified or not, and it comes out in the wash that it wasn't true or there's truth to it. Tupac, Mike Tyson, several other individuals that we look at as heroes or the best that ever did it, have all went through these allegations. It seems like people with money, this is something you go through because other people want what you have, right?
Yeah.
But with that, if I was just to hear that, I would say, it could happen. A man in his position.
Yeah, we need some proof. We need some DNA.
Yeah, we're gonna have to. Yeah. Obviously, nothing's ever come of it, so maybe there's no credence to it. But as far as what he said out of his own fucking fat, stupid mouth, that you can't take that back. What is said is said. So those.
Put this out, Gunner. The reason I even mentioned that is because I want somebody to sit down with him and be like, "Hey, what's the story behind this?"
Yeah, well, everything is open for interpretation, and everything should be questioned because, just like he said about American Cholo, man, I believe it's newsworthy, and I believe it's something that a lot of people have not heard about. And it's not nothing that we're making up or nothing that we're not trying to slander this man and shit on his character, man. We're just stating facts here, and we're bringing facts to light. And that's it. Nothing further, nothing more. I myself, like I said, until I hear him make statements on it, or he doesn't, and he probably won't, then it is what it is. I'm going to continue to do what I do, and fight the good fight for the people. But
yeah, the reason I wanted to do this topic is because when I've done a couple videos, that I was accused of supporting this dude, and I'm just trying to show you obviously reasons why that is totally out of the question. I don't give a two F's about the guy, bro. It had nothing to do with that. It was my personal opinion regarding another individual, but so people are up here all high and mighty like, oh, thanks, Adam, for exposing AC or whatever. For you to expose anybody.
Yeah, if anything, you need to keep your fucking mouth shut because
that's that Mule Creek SNY and not SNY for not being in the gang type stuff, bro.
Yeah, that's some of those things he said, man.
They'll get you hit.
They'll get you whacked. You know what I mean?
Hey, if he was sitting there at the table on a level 4 yard, playing pinochle with some Nazi lowriders, and he says, "Hey, wouldn't you guys want to do this to an 11-year-old's thing?" Then they'd smash him.
They're going to cut us from earlobe to earlobe. They're going to cut them open, right? And there's not even going to be no question about it. It's just going to happen. Right,
tell them, hey, I got some pictures of some 11-year-olds in my cell. Come in the cell real quick. Give them the business, bro.
Yeah, it's just something that and not even being in prison, just on the streets, having dignity of being a grown man and having children, man. It's just something you shouldn't be able to fathom, or something that should never come out of one's mouth. So for this guy to be saying things like this, like I said, there has to be some answers for the questions. I definitely have a lot of questions. Who am I? I'm just a voice in the wind, but I'm sure if the people demand some answers, the answers we put out there. Now, I don't know. Maybe he's answered these questions before. Maybe
He did a brief thing where he discussed a couple of them, bro, where he's like, oh, it was all about context, bro. Oh, how do you take any of that stuff out of context?
Yeah, if you say that, the context is in the words.
There's no way to justify some of those statements, bro. A couple of them, they're borderline, and I only use those to show the bigger picture that led up to the real serious ones. You know?
Yeah, he's definitely on a different playing field. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I mean? Whether he's the catcher or the pitcher, I can't call it, but he's one of them. You know what I mean? And it's weird. You know, to me, they're the exact same. You know what I mean? Whether you're pitching or catching, it's the exact same, right? There's no justifying that. Anyways, yeah, man. As far as Adam goes, that's all I got to really say about him. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm real interested to see, and I'll still watch, man, to see if he ever voices anything on it. And I'm also gonna watch, see who he has coming up. I know he has a gentleman that's coming up this week that I'm very interested in seeing the interview, and then I'm gonna take it from there, man. But Adam is sure he's a weird character.
He's suspicious.
He's suspect.
At the least.
You know what I mean? Like, my eyes are on you, Adam. I'm watching you, buddy. You know what I mean?
Hey, YouTube. This is your boy Big Rojo. This is the Rojo Room. That's the homie Gunner Collective, Gunner's Profiles. You already know. I'll be at you guys on a live, man. We appreciate each and every one of you from both of us for the support. Y'all have an awesome weekend, man. It's your boy Rojo. Gone.